Looking for a way to improve sport-specific training with your athletes? Then you have to check out BlazePods. BlazePods is a neurocognitive reaction training intervention that can be incorporated into your sessions for patients throughout the treatment spectrum. Visit blazepod.com, enter code EverythingPT at checkout, and save 15% off your order today. This podcast is sponsored by CSMI, the maker of the HUMAC Norm isokinetic system. Purchase a new or refurbished machine, or you can even upgrade an existing system to bring it up to date with all the latest testing and training applications. Please visit csmisolutions.com to view all of their available products, including the HUMAC Norm isokinetic system, the HUMAC Balance portable computerized balance system, and Sportswear Online. CSMI. Better data leads to better results.
The Everything PT podcast is sponsored by Vald Performance. Vald is the creator of the airbands for blood flow restriction therapy. If you are looking to stay up to date with today's post-surgical modalities and adding BFR to your clinic, please visit valdperformance.com. Hello, and welcome to the Everything PT podcast with Matt Taylor and Daniel Bodkin. Please do not consider anything you hear to be medical advice. Just a couple of guys ranting about everything PT. Enjoy the show. Hello again, everyone. I'm Matt Taylor with the Everything PT podcast, along with my esteemed colleague, Daniel the Bodkin. How you doing, Dan?
Howdy, I'm well.
Good, man. I figured we would talk about one of our sponsors today.
Yeah, one of our sponsors, if you didn't skip through the intro, is BlazePods.
Yes. We use BlazePods a lot. I got introduced to them at CSM in San Antonio this year, and this like a small child drawn, or like a moth to a flame. How's that? I just saw the bright lights and walked to their exhibit, and I was like, what the heck is going on over here? And George Davies was there, and literally it was like a mob was just surrounding this exhibit. And I was like, I got to see what's going on. And I ended up buying 6 of them. So,
wow. Yeah. So, you mentioned George, he was on our podcast early on, and he was talking all about, he was talking all about what he's doing with BlazePods. I thought we would talk about how you and I are using them.
Yeah. I would love that. I say we use them daily, pretty much daily in the clinic. They are really, really cool tool. I will say that they're just with us in the private outpatient setting. We use them a lot for like static balance. You could even say some agility stuff and some really basic like shuttle run, lateral movement agility kind of stuff, touching the BlazePods, reaching for the BlazePods. I've even had people in plank position for time, and doing some competitive stuff for some training purposes. So super fun. Anytime other patients see them, their eyes are drawn to them. They say, what are those? Can we use them?
Yeah, they're super engaging.
Yeah, they really are.
Who wants to just do a plank?
No one. No. But if you do a 30-second plank and you're, hitting, a different color.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely more likely to engage.
So my experience is a little different. I bought them because I was working with one of my athletes after she had her ACL done, and she was like 6-7 months out at that point. And I wanted something other than just jumping over hurdles and, like the basic plyometrics. I wanted to bring that reactionary aspect to it. So I bought them really for her. So, we'd set them out, sometimes in my gym, sometimes just out in the yard or in the field. And I would have her doing drills with them, and I would kind of mix them into the workout. Sometimes it would be the warm up, to kind of get her going. Sometimes I would use it. Part of our plan of care was to build up her endurance. So, she would do a set of, squats, and then instead of sitting there for 2 minutes, I'd have her do, an upper body movement, like a push or a pull. And then I would have her do 30 seconds of BlazePod. Sometimes I put it in at the finisher just to get, again, just more work capacity. So I use it a lot with her. I have some clients, I throw it in again, usually as a warm up. And it's just a fun way for me to keep things fresh. Because we're talking about it, I'll think about it, and I'll take them tonight. I have a client, and she loves doing core, and so I always throw an element of core into my workouts anyway. But it's like, you know what? Let's bring the BlazePods. Let's have her and her husband. They work out together. They can do a little competition with it.
It's always good. I think when you can get a little healthy competition. I've done a little competition with some younger patients. They always demolish me, of course. But
the main way I use it, to be honest, is with the neighborhood kids. I have two littles, and there's I think about 12 kids in our neighborhood. And they love it when they call it the color game. When I bring it out, post it up in the front yard, and that keeps them occupied. They'll just play and play and play. And what's really cool is one of the boys, he has a hard time concentrating, holding his concentration with different, sports or activities. He is on that like glue that whole time. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah. I think especially like if you do any kind of young kid, like we don't do 0 to 3 here, but after age 5, I basically feel like they're little humans.
Yeah.
So I can do that, but beneath that, someone else is more qualified than I am. But yeah, BlazePod, they love it. They love it, man. The engaging, the changing of colors, the interaction. I think it's something really, and they're relatively inexpensive too.
Yeah.
So I think it's something you can really incorporate you said the keyword is engaging here. And that's what we're trying to get buy-in, engagement, therapeutic alliance too. I think all those things.
How many times have you heard somebody say like, oh, I could do this at home? Like, oh, I'm doing my exercises, doing them out, So it's like, that's something they can't get at home.
That's true.
And I'm telling you, when you turn that on, your heart rate increases. You're in it, especially with your athletes. It's not just for athletes, but especially for athletes, they feel that competition. It brings them that much closer to what their goal is.
I'm glad you said that, because I actually didn't realize this, but I just said this earlier to a patient. I said, I want you to come here and do things that you can't do at home. He's got an Achilles tendinopathy, so he uses a big heavy load for isometrics on our Smith machine, also a soleus press as well, and a leg press, access to dumbbells. So, but he can go off of a step at home. But you're right. BlazePods falls right in there as well. I agree.
Yeah. Not only that, but if you're talking athletes, one of the big things that, everybody gets, as you get back to sports is agility training, plyometrics. And, we try to replicate reaction, which way are you going? But you really can't replicate, because when you're on just basketball court, you're moving one way, you got an eye on, the defender or, the person with the ball, but you're also paying attention to, so you're not getting a pick set. There's all these elements that you're having to, pay attention to while keeping your focus somewhere. So I really like the fact that, you can use distraction on that, distracting with different colors, keeping your head on a swivel the whole time that they're doing is they're moving all directions. You see videos where they just have them set up in a line. I like to set them up in a big circle.
Okay.
And to where, they have to find that next color. So they're constantly scanning, getting that head-eye movement, timing that with their movements. So I really like it for that, just getting that reaction element that you can't replicate.
Yeah, it's hard. And you know what is nice about the BlazePods is they give you an objective measure of time and accuracy too. They'll tell you how many misses you have, and you can actually make objective goals from that if you were to do it on the first time. There's nothing standardized about it, but our buddy, George Davies is working on you hold your arm in a push-up position, and with the off arm, you're reaching in a triangular. I've seen what he's done a little bit, and very cool stuff. I think we're definitely you're going to see them a lot at PT clinics in the next. It'll
be interesting to see vestibular patients using them.
Okay.
Because that vestibular ocular reflex is huge. That's one of the big things that when you get that back, a lot of their symptoms go away. And it's, a big part of it is timing your eye movements with your head and body movements. So it'd be interesting to see that.
That's a heck of an idea. I never thought about that from a guy that
more
does
than a hat rack.
Yeah. All that beautiful hair of yours. I lost mine up here. So, but yeah, standardized testing, lots of promise with lots of really, really smart people, smarter than me, who are using the BlazePods for sure.
They're very easy to use. It's an app on your phone. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can literally type in a sport.
Yeah.
And it comes up with all these different, things where it shows you where to set them up. It shows you a video. It walks you, through how it is. It's preset for you, or you can create your own. So they really make it easy.
Yeah.
Father-in-law is a big pickleball player, and I was going through showing him things, and we were using tennis. But I was like, look, you could do this with it. And we kind of ran through a lot of those. He's like, I need these because he's a competitive pickleball guy.
Yeah, no doubt. I got a friend, my buddy Kyle. You met Kyle when you were here installing our machine, but he's a basketball coach, and he likes to do shooting drills. Whether he says it's awesome for shooting drills, and simulating reaction, like in a game like situation. And also he conditions his kids, which they probably don't like it, but it's good. It's really, really a good thing for them.
I use the bases. Because I found if you just put the pod on the ground, if you slap it real hard, it'll flip over, or on the ground, it'll get dirty. But I bought the bases to go with it. Those are awesome. You can also suction cup them to a mirror.
Yes, I do that a lot.
Yeah, that's really good, especially for your upper extremity. They come with straps. So I've strapped them to my half rack.
Nice.
And also I would have her, again, I'd have her do, squats, then an upper body, and then I'd have her stand on, single leg Air-X and do 30 seconds of BlazePod. So I just have, all strapped around the half rack. What else? They can go on. You can go on cones.
Yeah, there's Velcro like on the racks. There's on cones. They can go on small cones, like 12-inch cones, and they can also BlazePod also makes a large cone, like something you see on a traffic stop out there too, for like waist height, and that's a nice one too.
Yeah. And if you just, if you follow Kevin Wilk on Instagram, he's always showing off his athletes. So he'll have his pod set up and he's throwing a football with his football players, and that football player is running over, slapping a color, catching the ball, throwing it, so he's combining it with that, or, he's doing it with soccer. So it's a lot more than just, standing there, hitting, the pods. You can really put it in with, any of your sport specific activities. Yeah.
You can almost just be creative and figure out a way what the athlete's needs analysis are, and then go from there too.
Yep. You can set it up in very specific planes of motion. We're only going to work lateral, or you can work sagittal plane, or like I do, I set it up in a big circle, and I just like to make it all work together.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I've set it up and just had the timer go off and on, and had an athlete do X amount of exercise and take breaks, when they come off and on. So I think it's very simple, and you can make it as challenging as you want to as well too. So I see a big future for it in the field of rehab.
And it's fun. It really is.
Yeah. I tell you what, you should have seen that exhibit. It was a sight to be seen down in San Antonio, man. That really, and then George Davies was there, and I feel like just exploded. It was fun to watch.
All right. Well, do you got anything else?
No, BlazePods are good. I think we have a promo code for that. I think it's everything PT, all one word, all lowercase, and that will get you.
I think I tried it with uppercase too, and it worked.
Okay, cool.
So cool. Everything PT, and that'll get you 15% off, and send a few dollars our way too.
Few dollars our way for all the overhead of all the podcasts too.
That's right. All right. So that's it. We'll see everybody back again next week.
All right. See you next time, guys.
Hey, all you rehab specialists out there. Do you have an isokinetic dynamometer just sitting around your clinic not being used? Little known fact, isokinetic machines that aren't used regularly are at higher risk for bouts of sadness. Help your machine out and take CSMI's newest CEU course, Isokinetics 101 online, created by me, Daniel Bodkin, and learn how to use all the exercise and testing applications available on your machine. With new and exciting rehab techniques in your toolbox, your sad Isokinetic machine can become an active member of the rehab team again and regain its happiness. Isokinetics 101 online by CSMI has been approved for 8 credit hours for athletic trainers, physical therapists, and physical therapy assistants. Contact your state board for details on specific requirements. This course is available at humacnorm.com/courses/isokinetics-101.